Australia's disgraced conwoman Belle Gibson. She schemed, she lied, and then she vanished.
Belle, you've scammed the people of Australia. Don't you have anything to say?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're uncovering the lesser-known details of Belle's life post 60 Minutes interview. In the fictionalized Netflix adaptation Apple Cider Vinegar, Belle decides to simply move on with her family before the credits roll.
What do you think about a reset?
But that's not how things actually went down. Just when you thought the case couldn't get any stranger, a series of bizarre developments have marked the scandalous saga unfinished. So even though she's dodged cameras and interviews as of late, here's everything we know about Belle Gibson today.
Don't you think it's about time that people got some answers?
In 2018, Belle Gibson sat down with 60 Minutes to face a barrage of questions about her deceitful wellness empire. Journalists had just uncovered that she failed to deliver thousands of dollars raised for charities. Even worse, it was discovered that she'd been lying about her terminal cancer diagnoses. Her cure-all road to recovery, which included stepping away from conventional medicine, was exposed as a dangerous poison that had absorbed into the minds of her loyal subscribers.
I was dying and I was looking for anything to help me because I'd just been let down by the medical system so badly. And I was looking at Belle Gibson on Instagram and I was like, she looks incredible.
Questions about her true age, questionable backstory, goals, and the lies she spun were at the front of everyone's minds. But when Belle finally opened her mouth, she only muddied the waters even more. Her lack of accountability and victim complex outraged the public, even visibly vexing the interviewer. Since that notorious interview, Belle has gone relatively dark.
I think that's the last time that I really saw her, front and center, trying to talk about what she had actually done. And it lived with me for a long time, and it probably still does.
But that's not where the story ends. Journalist Tara Brown and 60 Minutes producer Cherie Gibson recently discussed the fallout of the special on the Extra Minutes podcast.
She didn't come prepared to that interview. She had the motivation to set the record straight, but had no idea how she was going to do it because the lies were too big.
To understand why Belle took the hot seat, it's important to evaluate just how high the pressure cooker had been set. At the time of the interview, Belle was facing a lot of heat. In one last attempt to salvage her reputation, she created an elaborate but clearly untrue alibi. She pushed the onus of misconduct onto a doctor who didn't exist, and spoke in vague terms to avoid incriminating herself further. However, this smoke and mirrors routine was not fooling anyone now.
You are appealing to an incredibly vulnerable audience. You have a responsibility to make sure your story is right.
I'm not trying to get away with anything.
During the interview, Tara asks to see medical records, and after the special, Belle supplies them. It turns out Belle had actually handed over the smoking gun, proof that her brain scan never revealed a tumor.
She didn't have a brain tumour, she was healthy and she knew it. She knew it at the time that she agreed to be part of the app project. She knew it before the whole pantry book was written, and she knew it before our interview.
In the wake of the special, there's been a lot of chatter online about Belle's level of culpability. Some make the case that she was suffering genuine delusions and her naivete played a role in her infractions.
There was a lot of immaturity, I think. And I think she lacked support. Despite Apple Cider Vinegar saying that she had a team and there was advisors, crisis management people, I don't really think there was.
But most unwaveringly feel that she's much smarter than she lets on. While she developed her brand, The Whole Pantry, she befriended many individuals undergoing treatment for cancer. By integrating with that community, she learned about the complexity of the disease, perhaps to inform her own falsified cancer journey. Furthermore, a careful rewatch of the 60 Minutes face-off points to an explicit lack of empathy from Belle. When asked if she considered the impact of her behavior on those she conned, she blankly responded,
I put them in my shoes and I know that they're feeling the same way I feel.
Had Belle been less focused on victimizing herself, she would have likely responded in a very different manner.
She would have said, I put myself in their shoes, not the other way around.
The massive interest in the case has devolved into paparazzi hawking Belle to satiate collective curiosity. Apart from sporadically popping up on tabloids, Belle has also surfaced in a truly unexpected place. A 2020 video depicts Belle in Ethiopian garb as she discusses her newfound placement with the Oromo people. Her name is now Sabantu, and she claims to have been adopted by their community.
My heart is deeply embedded in the Oromo people. I feel blessed to be adopted by you.
While discussing tumultuous local politics, she gives some rather ironic advice to the people.
Defend yourselves and defend your honor, defend your identity.
Despite integrating herself rather well with the group, talks of raising, quote, large amounts of money for the community led to members uncovering her sketchy background. Belle was swiftly ostracized, a sign that her fall from grace has severely tainted her penchant for shady fundraising. When it comes to the unpaid fines, they shockingly remain unpaid. In 2017, a federal judge found Belle liable for misleading and deceptive claims in regards to the unfulfilled donations. She was ordered to pay 410,000 Australian dollars, and authorities are still attempting to recoup those fees.
There are fines outstanding, and Consumer Affairs Victoria is pursuing this constantly and consistently and won't let up.
Her home was raided in 2020 and 2021 under search and sale warrants. However, Belle has maintained that she's financially incapable of making the payments. This is a strange statement, considering how profitable her app, book sales, and business all were. In a damning twist, it's been revealed that Belle has been living quite lavishly, even enjoying a $5,000 trip to East Africa.
Cancer conwoman Belle Gibson has been gambling, trading on the stock market, and online shopping.
Our cameras caught her returning from a month-long holiday in Africa.
It begs the question, how is she getting away with this, and why does she refuse to pay up? Well, Belle isn't too intent on clarifying that.
I'd just like to ask you one question. Why you haven't paid the fine? Why you haven't paid a cent of the fine? Is it time to pay that money back, Belle?
Don't put that camera up at me.
It seems her former beau, Clive Rothwell, had been bankrolling most of her expensive excursions. But Daily Mail reports that the two split in 2023, as Clive was spotted with another woman.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
At the end of Apple Cider Vinegar, Belle jets off to America. In reality, it's presumed she still resides in Melbourne.
You and I both know that she didn't move to Beverly Hills. We actually interviewed her in Melbourne. She's never left.
She's kept her son, Oliver, out of the limelight since the scandal broke, so there are no real updates on how motherhood is going for Belle. In fact, not much is known about her 2025 lifestyle at all.
Do we know what she does? Do we know how she earns money?
No.
We do know that she's declined interviews and turned down a right of reply regarding documentaries made about her life.
I mean, I have reached out to her a few times just to make sure that, if she would like to respond to all of this new interest, because it really is blowing up on social media, but she's not replied once.
It's unknown if Belle even watched the show, but if she did, perhaps the mass interest in the series will make her realize it's still worth properly atoning for her misdeeds. Belle's radio silence haunts many victims who are hoping for closure.
What she was peddling was, for some, the difference between life and death.
So if one positive can come from the entire controversy, it's a heightened awareness of how to spot a con.
I think that we've become so desensitized to people claiming all sorts of nonsense online that we've lost almost some of our media literacy when it comes to questioning these things.
In this age of misinformation, it's vital that we sniff out frauds like Belle before they earn a big social media platform and a limited Netflix drama. Did you watch Apple Cider Vinegar? How much did you Google afterwards? Let us know in the comments.
Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.